Welcome everyone to the student orientation for the School of the Art Institute of Chicago's Fall 2020 Early College programs. We're going to begin by going over the School of the Art Institute of Chicago's core values. These core values shape not only the continuing studies programs, but also the undergraduate and graduate programs here at the school. It's super important for you to know these core values because they're really what shape the courses that you'll be taking and the projects that you'll be completing in your early college program courses this fall. So to begin, we are explorers. And what we mean by that is that at SAIC, we value a multidisciplinary and very open approach to art education. You're going to be learning to think independently and creatively as explorers. You're not going to be being told how and why to make art in the courses that you take part in. The second value here is that meaning and making are inseparable. So at SAIC, you're not going to just be learning technical skills. You're going to also be learning how to create artwork that is really full of experience, your personal experience, your own questions, and your ideas, and a whole lot more. The third value is that we are both artists and scholars here at SAIC. So the faculty at our school are masters in their craft, and they're also at the cutting edge of their field as researchers and scholars. So you as a student are in a really incredible dynamic with your faculty members because as soon as you step into their classroom or step into their online classroom, you become an emerging peer of theirs, and they're there to fully support your artistic practice as well as your personal growth as well. The fourth value is the city of Chicago. So we are not only just located in Chicago, but Chicago is really a huge part of who we are. And over the years, I think SAIC has become a huge part of who Chicago is as well. So we really have a really great back and forth where we thrive off one another. And our final value is that we make history. So what we mean by that is in our connection to the museum and the collections held there, we're able to stay really close to art history that's happened in the past while we create new stories for the future. So do keep those core values in mind as you're taking part in your courses this fall. We wanted to introduce the staff of the early college programs. We can begin with myself. My name is Nika Guarini. I am the curriculum coordinator of continuing studies. We also have Christina Wyatt, who is the Dean of Continuing Studies, Allison Konachek, and Katie Short are our administrative directors. And then Rowan Howe is the Community Outreach Coordinator. If you need to contact any one of us or you need to contact someone and you're not quite sure who it is, you can always email the email address that you see here at the top of the slide, saic-youth@saic.edu. That is going to be the most important email that you use for getting in touch with anyone on the early college program staff. So what are you going to be getting up to in your courses this fall? We like to say that the early college program is the ideal preparation for a creative future. And that creative future for you might mean applying to an art school like the School of the Art Institute of Chicago, or you might have a completely different path in front of you. But no matter what it's going to be, we see for you a creative future and we're going to help you get there. And we're going to do that by allowing you to work closely with our amazing faculty of practicing artists, designers, and scholars in real time. You're going to be collaborating with peers who are just as passionate about their art practice as you are. And you're going to be preparing a competitive and high quality art portfolio, or a number of pieces that can go into an art portfolio that can be used for college admissions or any other applications that you might be taking part in the coming years. Additionally, you'll also be developing social and emotional skills like confidence, creative thinking, communication, and a whole lot more that can be applied to any future career or project that you plan to take part in. As you all know and have likely experienced in other settings, we are now doing online learning, and we wanted to give you a quick picture of what that will look like. So for this fall, all online classes for early college programs are taking place on either Saturday or Sunday in 3-hour sessions. In those courses, you'll have between 1 and 3 hours of real-time instruction and activities along with your peers. And then you'll also have additional time to navigate virtual resources and to work on studio projects. You're going to have access to amazing arts-based resources provided by your faculty. And then depending on whether you're doing a for-credit or non-credit course, this will look slightly differently. But for everyone, there will be some amount of time for independent making with support available from faculty. If you're doing a for-credit course, you'll have a lot more time for one-on-one meetings with your faculty members. As we're doing online learning, of course, we're going to be relying a great deal on technology and tools. So students are required to activate their SAIC accounts. This is an email account that you're going to be using to coordinate and communicate with your faculty throughout the term. You'll also need that email account to access and activate your Canvas account. Canvas is our online learning platform, which is going to be super important for you throughout the term. On Canvas is where you'll find all kinds of content that you'll need for your course. It might be where you submit your assignments. There might be different online conversations that you have with your peers as well. So really make sure you set up your email account and figure out Canvas so that you know everything that you need for your course. All meetings will be happening on Zoom. So hopefully you have some experience with Zoom so far, but if not, we have plenty of resources to help you get set up with Zoom. We do ask, a few notes on Zoom, we do ask that parents, you're more than welcome to come in and observe, but we ask that you not participate so that the student can have time to learn independently. Of course, we ask you to arrive on time for the Zoom meetings just like you would any other course. And then we're also asking you to keep your camera on if possible. You're more than welcome to use a virtual background if you need privacy in your space. But we really do ask that you keep your camera on. We, of course, understand that there are days when that's not possible, when you're feeling really exhausted looking at the screen and you might need to take a 20-minute break or so. That is completely acceptable if necessary, but it's really important that you get the chance to develop a close relationship with your faculty member, and it's so much more easy to accomplish that if you have your camera on so you all can see each other's face and really get to know each other. We really find that students learn best and get the most out of their courses when they're able to develop that relationship with their faculty members, and keeping the camera on is really going to help with that. So some notes about safety and tools while you're working at home. One of the hardest parts for us about having to move to online courses is that we're not there to supervise and make sure that you're staying safe using your art materials. So we're asking that you really keep an extra eye and are super diligent and make sure that you are keeping yourself safe and your family members as well. So to accomplish this, we ask that you determine and designate a studio space to complete all your projects and a place for you to set up your computer so that it's not going to get anything spilled on it, and so that you have your own private space to do everything that you need. In terms of art materials, please do read all of the instructions as well as the ingredients on the art materials that you're using. Again, we're not going to be there to let you know if something that you're using might have some toxic substances in it, and that definitely can happen in art materials. There's some toxic substances in markers and some adhesives and some paints, so just make sure you're reading those labels and you know what you are using. In terms of tools, please don't take on any projects with a tool that you have not been trained to use, and don't assume that the internet will give you adequate training for it. A lot of art tools really do require that you're learning from an expert on how to use it safely. Be thoughtful of the people and the environment around you. So everything that I'm saying, of course, also goes for your family and the other folks who are in your home with you. Make sure that you're keeping them safe as well. Avoid doing anything with tools or materials that they aren't meant to do. And then a final note is don't underestimate small tools. Even a small X-Acto knife can definitely do some damage. And as I said, we're not going to be there to necessarily see if you're holding your X-Acto knife the wrong way. So again, as I've said, just make sure you're keeping an extra eye out and being extra thoughtful about your own safety when using tools and art materials. This is a note about student rights and responsibilities. Early college program students at SAIC have certain rights and responsibilities commensurate with those of degree-seeking students. So we really want you to know what those rights and responsibilities are. You can do that by going to saic.edu/students, and you're going to scroll down on the left-hand side, find forms, guides, and policies, and there you'll find the student handbook. In that student handbook, the main thing you need to be looking at is the student rights and responsibilities section and finding the student rules of conduct. These rules of conduct do apply to you, and we do expect that you follow them. So again, head to this website, saic.edu/students, find the student handbook, and make sure you locate the student rules of conduct so you know what rules you need to be following when you're in programs with us. And please do note also that those rights and responsibilities are subject to change and modifications. All right, so the next section of our orientation are your next steps for getting set up to take your courses starting next week or this weekend. Everything that I'm going to say after this is actually also on our next steps section of our website, and I'm going to quickly show you how to access that. So that you can find it in case anything I say it too quickly or you need to double check anything. So you're going to search continuing studies at SAIC. You're going to spell it right though. And you're going to find high school programs. Again, click on high school classes. And then you can find next steps for enrolled students. And in this page, you'll have all of the different points that I'm going to talk about. You can just click on it and you'll have all the information and links that you need to get there. Another place where you can find these next steps is in your welcome email. You should be getting that welcome email on Thursday of this week. If you do not receive your welcome email at any time on Thursday, so if you wake up Friday morning and you still don't see it, please do email us at saic-youth@saic.edu, and we will make sure you get that welcome email. In the email, you'll find a reminder to complete your next steps. You're also going to find a link to the first Zoom session, your first class. That is obviously extremely important, so make sure you have that link. And then you're also going to have the contact information for your instructor in case you have any questions for them. Okay, so your next steps. The first thing you're going to do, I began to mention some of these when I was talking about tools and technology, but the first thing you're going to do is set up your SAIC email account. This is super important, and we do recommend that you do it as soon as possible so that you're also able to communicate with your teacher and access your Canvas, which again I mentioned before. So in order to set up your email account, the first thing you're going to need to do is search through your email to find your registration confirmation. That's the email you received when you originally signed up for your early college program course. In that email, you're going to find an SAIC ID number. If you have already taken courses with us in the past, you might already have your ID number on your SAIC ID card. So I'm going to show you a quick video on how to set up your email account. So first you're going to go to password, crit.arctic.edu. And remember, if you've already taken courses with us and you've already done this, there's no need to do it again. You can keep using the email that you have. Once you're on this page, please find Activate Account and select that. You're going to put in your ID number that you found in your registration confirmation email, your last name, and then your birth date following the format that they have shown here as an example. And then you'll click Activate. And if you have any problems while you are trying to set up your email account, you can always contact CRIT, which is our IT help desk. This is their phone number and their email address. Feel free to take a screenshot of this if that helps. Please know that they're only open Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. So we do recommend that you start this process before the weekend begins in case any issues come up. After you hit Activate, you're going to be provided a username, and then you're going to create a password. Once you've done that, you can then visit gmail.arctic.edu and log in with your new username and password, and you will have your email address set up. And you can begin to email with your instructor if you need to. Again, if you missed any of that, you can go online to the next step sections of our website, and it will all be there. So the next thing you're going to do is visit canvas.saic.edu. There you can log in with your new email address, and you will find your course content there. If you don't see your course content, it may be because your faculty has not yet published the site, so maybe give it another day, but hopefully your course will be there waiting for you. This is going to be an important website for you to know about as well. This is www.saic.edu/crit/canvas. There you're going to find anything you need in terms of learning how to use Canvas. There's also a Canvas student orientation down here at the bottom. We do recommend that anyone who has not used Canvas before go through the Canvas student orientation so you can be introduced to the interface. The third step is going to be to download and set up Zoom. We do know that many of you likely have already done this for other classes, other meetings that you've taken part in, but in case you haven't, make sure you have Zoom set up and make sure you're comfortable joining a meeting, sharing your screen. All of the courses are going to be taking place on Zoom. And then again, another reminder to just make sure you have that link before classes begin. Even if you have trouble setting up your email or you don't get to Canvas quite yet, as long as you have that Zoom link, you're going to be able to join your class. So that really is the most important thing. And that's going to be in your welcome email, again, that you should be receiving on Thursday. And if you do not receive it, you can just email us and let us know. The fourth step is to make sure that you have your supply list and you get ready to purchase your supplies. Almost every single early college program course has their supply list posted on our supply list website. Our supply list website will be in your welcome email or also can be found in the next step sections of the website. So if you haven't already gone there, look up your supply list and purchase those supplies as soon as possible. If your supply list is not posted, I believe there's one course that has not had their supply list posted, you will have that available for you on your first day of class. And just remember, if you already have some of or really similar materials at home, no need to purchase them again. They're just there to make sure you have what you need for the first day. Oh, also I should note that we have requested that faculty keep the first day of courses pretty light on supplies. So if you're not able to get everything by the first day of course, there's no need to stress. You most likely won't need anything other than what you've already got at home. So if you need help during class, what happens? So say you wake up on Sunday morning, it's the first day of class, and you realize you never got your welcome email, or you accidentally deleted it and you just have no idea what the Zoom link is. What are you going to do? Not to worry, we are going to have staff members available ready to respond to emails an hour before the start of class through the first hour of the first class meeting. So you can always email SAIC-youth@saic.edu in order to get in touch with us, and we'll email you back right away with as much information as we can possibly give you. Since your courses are happening on the weekend, if you're having struggles that require help from our CRIT desk, the IT department, or from Canvas help, we may not be able to help you immediately, but we'll definitely be able to let you know what it is that you need to do, and we can always get you into your course so you can at least take part in class. So when you do email us, make sure you include your first and last name, your student ID number, the class you're taking, and then a phone number in case we need to call you. We also recommend that you include your instructor on the email that you're sending us so they know what's happening with you as well. Wanted to give you some tips for success while you're taking courses with us here in the early college programs. So to begin, make sure you're sharing your ideas and your thoughts, asking questions. Your voice really matters in your course. We know, it's being led by a faculty member who designed the course, but you are a huge part of what's going to make both your and your peers' learning experience really positive and meaningful. So make sure you are sharing your voice with everyone and really building the confidence that you need in order to do that successfully. We also ask that you learn from different perspectives. We know you're going to come in with really strong opinions and ideas and thoughts, but make sure you're really being open to the ideas and opinions and thoughts of your faculty and your peers so that you're really able to broaden your horizons and grow as an artist and a creator. We ask that you explore, take risks, and make mistakes. We know in most learning environments, making mistakes is frowned upon, but in art classrooms and in our classroom specifically at SAIC, we really, really encourage making mistakes because that means you are taking risks and trying things that are new to you and moving outside of your comfort zone. So really make sure you're doing that. Ask a lot of questions of yourself, your peers, and your instructors. The more questions you ask, the more you're going to grow, the more you're going to learn, and the more you're going to develop as an artist. We really recommend that you maintain a sketchbook and start to collect the sights and sounds and ideas that come to you throughout the day. This is so that your art learning isn't just happening in your 3-hour class period, but it's growing and expanding throughout your daily life. A sketchbook is really, really helpful for any artist in developing their practice. Along similar lines, we ask that you also write and reflect maybe in that same sketchbook in order to develop language and ideas around the art making that you're doing in and out of class. Really, really important point is to remember self-care. These courses are going to be rigorous. We're going to be asking you to really push yourself, go outside of your comfort zone. But we also at the same time want to ask you to remember to take really good care of yourself. Check in with yourself. I like to say have meetings with yourself and make sure you know what it is that you need in every moment. You might need to take a break, rest your eyes, talk with someone who you care about, talk with a peer in order to share ideas. You might have a question from your teacher or need a new material. Just really check in with yourself, figure out what it is you need, and do what you need to do in order to stay healthy. And finally, communicate and participate. As I said in this first point here about your voice mattering, it's so important that you are letting us know what you're thinking and feeling, what questions you have, what your needs are, so that we can really support you in becoming the best artist that you can be. And of course, every teacher's final point is to have fun, and we definitely feel that way at SAIC as well. So this last few slides are to make sure you know who you can contact if you need help. So if you have questions that are around course materials, curriculum, anything about your faculty, you can email us at the youth curriculum and instruction team. That's the same team as the early college programs team that I mentioned at the beginning of the presentation. So you can email us at saic-youth@saic.edu. If you're having questions about activating your SAIC email or troubleshooting anything technology related or password related, you can contact the CRIT help desk. If you need help regarding registration and tuition, you can contact the SAIC Continuing Studies Enrollment Team. And then if you're having any trouble with Canvas, there's a team there to help you with that as well. So you can contact Canvas help at saic.edu. So feel free to take a screenshot of this screen as well to make sure you have all that information. This orientation is also going to be sent out to everyone through email, so you can get it that way as well. So thank you all for listening, and please let us know if you have any questions. We really hope you enjoy your fall semester at SAIC Early College Programs. Thank you.